Well, good evening, everybody. And you're probably getting an echo already. Hold on one second. Technical difficulties. There we go. All right. Well, as I was saying, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am so glad that you're all here tonight, and we have some good stuff in store. It's something that I've been waiting for a long, long time. See, in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, known as my teens and 20s, the high school and college years, I was a huge fan of simulations, whether it was a flight simulation or a racing simulation, anything like that. It's probably why I enjoy a good military based, reality based kind of first person shooter as well, because I like those things that simulate something in real life. Not the biggest fan of sci-fi kind of first-person shooters, that sort of thing, which is why, for my good buddy Operator Death, why I've had a hard time getting over that hump and starting to play Destiny 2, things like that. It's just because those have never been the genres that I've really been interested in. But the things that are based kind of centered in reality are the things that I've always loved. So today, actually yesterday, Microsoft released for the first time since I believe 2004 a new version of their flight simulator, which is pretty much acknowledged as the best all around flight simulator. Some people will say X-Plane, some people will say some other ones, but for the amount of time that it's been out there and for the depth of realism that it's always had, it's always basically been considered the best, if not one of, and not at least one of the best flight simulators out there at any time. But they quit making it. And so they've got a new one out now. It came out yesterday, and I've been in it a little bit playing around, and I have to say this thing is absolutely phenomenal. And whether you are a flight simulator fan or not, this is probably going to be pretty cool for you tonight. We will kind of feel it out to see whether we're going to do the entire stream tonight on this game. I hate calling it a game, but whether we're going to do the entire stream with this tonight or if we're going to switch over to something else after 45 minutes to an hour or whatever, we'll kind of feel it out and see how everybody's feeling on whether they want to continue on with it. But I want to show you guys this because the realism in this is just absolutely spectacular. They've taken satellite data of the entire world and put that data directly into the game and used artificial intelligence to create a 3D world from those 2D images. And what I've seen flying around in it so far is in places where they don't have a lot of elevation data to tell where buildings are and everything as easily. They've used artificial intelligence to put buildings there. They're kind of generic buildings. But in places where if you go out to like Google Maps or Bing Maps and you can see the areas that have 3D buildings populated onto those maps, those are the areas where they've got the whole thing. And it is ridiculous how absolutely cool this is. So I've got the game started up here now, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this a little bit. And then if you're not really too terribly interested in this, stop back in around the 10:15, 10:30 mark, and we'll see where we are at that point. If we're going to jump over to 7 Days to Die or something like that, maybe some Fall Guys, I don't know. Maybe we'll take a vote. But yeah, so let's go ahead without further ado and flip on over here. So let's get on over there. Well, that's not what I wanted to show. This is what I why that's not correct. Hold on. Some things got left turned on there that shouldn't have been turned on. So turn that off. And bear with me one moment. We've got one other thing going. Okay. Everything looks to be all right there now. So there we go. Technical difficulties are fixed. So we're back to the way that we should be now. All right. I saw that box behind me back here on the interface, and I thought that was actually not properly processing the green screen, but we're good. So first of all, out there in Chatland, who is out there? Say hi, let me know that you're out there and watching, and thank you for joining me, and we'll go ahead and get into this a little bit here. Okay, so the main interface here, They've done a lot of depth in this. There's some challenges, kind of community challenges. There's training activities. There's different challenges that you can actually do, and then there's the world map where you can select pretty much any airport, landing strip, whatever, in the entire world. All of those white dots are basically places where you can be. So I would prefer to show this off during the day. So let's go ahead and set the time to a daytime. And we're going to go ahead and fly around the nearest city really quickly here. Nearest city to where I live, and that is going to be over, well, let's see if I can actually figure out where I live. We're up here. Up here. Raleigh. So we've got Raleigh-Durham International. I'm not going to take you over my house. First of all, it's not actually my house. They don't have all the data to be able to do that, but I am going to go ahead here and we'll take off from here really quick, and then we'll go ahead and look into the challenges and things like that and see what all we can do. But I just want to give you a quick glimpse of what you can do, and I'm not going to fly a 747 right now either. Let's go with something a little bit more forgiving for the moment. One of them that I've really enjoyed flying around in so far has been this Robin Cap 10. So we're going to go ahead and use that. And if you want to see how in-depth this goes, you can choose where the fuel balance is from one side of the aircraft to the other. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. You can put in the weights of the pilot and co-pilot to figure out the it's beyond anything that I'm going to use it for, but really good real world application. And I did not mean to click out of that. All right. So if we zoom in really close, we can actually pick which runway, which direction we want to take off from. We could start parked at a ramp. I haven't gone through the whole checklist process yet, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that, but let's go ahead and take off from runway 5L. And I'm actually quite familiar with this airport. They don't have this one quite as detailed as I'd like, but as time goes by, they'll be adding more stuff, and additionally, third parties will go ahead and start doing this as well. So we're going to set this as, 5L here as departure, and let's pick something. Not Field of Dreams. What about Raleigh East? There we go. We'll set that as our arrival. All right, and that's all there is to it to really get into it. We can go ahead and change the weather if we wanted to. We could set the weather and the time to the current live conditions, and it will continually feed that in. Same thing, I've got live traffic turned on, so if there's an aircraft flying around out there right now, we'll see it here in game. That is really, really cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here and get into the actual game. All right, if you are out there, please say hi. Please let me know that you're out there. I do enjoy the conversation. As I always say, the conversation and the fun times here with you guys and between you guys is really why I do this. It's not about the gameplay so much. The gameplay is just there as something to fill the time and to talk about, but I do this because of you guys. So, and I do this because I get to interact with you. So if you're out there in Chatland, go ahead and say hi. Let me know you're there. And I promise you, we'll get back to a regular schedule next week where we're doing 7 days, and then something else on Fridays. We just had two kind of crazy weeks here. It just, with the timing of my birthday last week and with this game coming out this week, I wanted to jump on this as soon as possible. Not like I did with Grounded or with Fall Guys and fall a week or two behind. I wanted to get this out there right away. So, oh, one other thing. Tomorrow, I believe, either tomorrow or Friday, depending on when I can wrap up the last little finishing touches here, I will have my first actual regular produced video coming out in probably a month and a half. I think since right around the July 4th holiday was the last time that I put out just a regular video, not just a live replay of these live streams. So I've got another episode. Episode 4 of Shelter in Place is coming out. It's the first one from Alpha 19, and I actually had a ton of fun making that one, so I hope that you have as much fun watching that tomorrow or Friday when it comes out, probably tomorrow, as I did making it, because it was a really good one. It was a real fun one to do. For those of you who may not be aware of what Shelter in Place is, excuse me, and it has been a while, I know, so people may have even forgotten. We start the game fresh on day 1, and I've given myself a headlight mod just so that you guys can see for the nighttime, and a pistol with 50 rounds. And I have to take shelter in the first place that I see and turn that into a horde base, because we fight a horde on day 1. And we basically see what kind of a base we can create in that amount of time. So we've got another episode of that coming out tomorrow, probably. Alright, so getting into this now, kind of just goes through this little cinematic here, and it's getting staged up on the runway here. And we're going to go ahead and get in here. And I just realized I don't have my joystick out. Alright, and let me show you real quick what I'm playing with here too, because you don't need the really, really expensive, high-quality, high-end stuff. Because I couldn't afford that stuff at the time when I was doing a lot of flight sim stuff. So I basically just got this Cytec joystick that's about 12 years old. You can see here, it's pretty rudimentary. It's got 6 buttons on it with the trigger, so it's great for combat sims. It's got throttle control down here, and point of view hat as well to be able to look around. And since I don't have rudder pedals, this one has a twist type rudder action, so there's another axis on there to be able to control the rudders. So let's get a moving here. So we're sitting on the runway. We are currently facing 50 degrees, which is somewhere in the vicinity of northeast. And we're in a tail-dragging aircraft. We can take a look on the outside here for a second. Take a look around what the aircraft looks like here. And you can see the control surfaces very, very well modeled on here. Very well done. But we're going to do this from inside. I'm going to raise my seating position up just a little bit, and here we go. We'll fly around Raleigh for a few minutes here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll jump into a challenge. We'll figure out which one we're going to go ahead and do here. But let's go ahead and take off. And you can see the terminal over there to the side over here. Alright, these tail draggers can be a little weird to take off in with a simple joystick, because these things tend to be a little too sensitive. And I've even played with the sensitivity a good bit. But, alright, there we go. We are airborne. This has fixed landing gear, so we can't actually change or raise the gear, even though it's said to do so there. But we can look around, and, I mean, if you look out to the sides in this thing, and you look at the buildings and you look at the trees, the detail here is just phenomenal. I've been saying for a long time that I wish somebody would do this with a flight sim, and they finally did it. Microsoft finally went ahead and did it, and this thing is just nuts. So I can take you around to different places that I actually know, and I can show you some of these things. I like a plane like this because I can bank hard in it, and I can really abuse this thing in the air. But fly back over the airport here, and the quality of the clouds and everything is really, really good. So we're actually flying back toward the south right now. This is going to take us toward Interstate 40, actually. And I used to work in an office literally across I-40 from the airport. So we're going to go buzz my old employer. They're not there anymore. They've moved to another building, but we're going to go ahead and take a look anyway. And you can see more from the outside view. I do like that. Those are the rental car areas down there to the right. Alright, and here comes I-40. You can see the cutout in the trees right there where it goes through. And right here the two buildings kind of at a little bit angle, they right above my canopy. That's my old employer. And that is the actual building. That is the actual texture, everything. That's exactly what the building looks like. They went to that level of detail with this. Alright, so let's get back in the plane. And I love the reflections on the glass and everything. In my wildest dreams, 10 years ago, playing flight simulators, could not have imagined that they would have done something like this kind of detail essentially in a video game. For all intents and purposes, it's still a video game. So, I'm trying to set my trim so that I don't have to keep holding the nose down while we're flying. Still not there. Getting there. Another cool thing, there is a quarry over here, a rock quarry. This is really, really cool too. See the equipment down there and the way they've dug that out. And I'm not being a good pilot right now. I have not been keeping up with the radio transmissions because I'm having so much fun showing you guys around here. Alright, so let's tune to Raleigh approach. Be a good guy here. Request our airspace transition.
X-ray Golf Sierra is type Robin Cap 10 tree miles south of Raleigh 900 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
And 1 second here. Alright, let's acknowledge the transponder squawk code. There we go. Alright, so I-40 continues to the right there, and if we go straight here, this is Wade Avenue, and we're coming up on PNC Arena, which is the place where the Carolina Hurricanes play. And you can just see the Raleigh skyline up there, off in the distance. But right here is PNC Arena. There's something like 17 billion trees, or 7 billion, or some odd ridiculous number of trees in this game. But here's PNC Arena and Carter Finley Stadium, where the NC State football team plays, right there behind it. And this other kind of funky-looking building right here. It looks like almost like a sombrero with no top on it. This is Dorton Arena, which is where we're flying over the NC State Fairgrounds right now. And we're not far, actually, from my current employer, but we won't go ahead and look over there at the time. It's a little windy, a little turbulent right now. We are below the cloud layer, so you're going to get that. Not entirely certain I would want to be on this or in this plane right now with as much buffeting as it's doing. But now we're flying over parts of the NC State campus right here. And Raleigh really is this green, by the way. There are this many trees in the city of Raleigh. It's crazy how green of a city Raleigh is. All right, we are flying toward downtown Raleigh now. And then we'll go up and we'll get a higher view of all of this in just a minute. Now, of these three tall buildings right here, the one on the right, I used to work on the 9th floor of that building. And the Raleigh Convention Center is this building right here by my compass on the dash, right there, that kind of flat-topped one. But this building right here, I worked on the 9th floor there. Again, that is exactly the building that is really there. It is absolutely crazy how good of a job they did with this. Right, and you can see the way the sun is playing through the clouds with the shade and the lighting effects. My goodness. It's just unbelievable. All right, so that kind of looks like a small city skyline right there. That is actually part of Raleigh. That's North Hills. And this, I believe, should be Capitol Boulevard, going northeast out of the city. This may be... Actually, I believe that this... Yeah, this is not Capitol Boulevard. Capitol is the next one to the east. Right there, that big building right there, that big flat top warehouse looking thing is BJ's, where I am a member. This is, oh my gosh. I'm going to keep saying that the whole way through this thing too. And honestly, I don't care if I have, 2 viewers the entire time in this one. This is just so much fun for me. And I hope that you at least find some entertainment in this. And what I would love is that if we get a few more people in here, you guys can help me pick what we're going to do. But long as there's not really too many people out there, can't really do that. But if you are out there, say hi and jump into the conversation here, because I want to go ahead and do this in such a way that you guys are picking what we do. And we're going to go ahead to here and do a challenge in a few minutes. And if you'd like to vote on what we do, let me know. All right, there is a Sheetz gas station right there. I'm not actually sure which one that is. I've kind of lost track of where we are in the city, so I've got to find a reference point here again. Ooh, a little squirrely there. All right, so going back to the northeast now. That's the interstate. So, see if I can get my bearings. I think that is Interstate 440. And let me check here. Is this where I think we are? Trying to get my bearings and figure out where we are. Okay, so that's actually the interstate. Yes, there's an intersection right there. So... this is going mostly northeast. This is probably Capitol Boulevard here then. So maybe. We'll find out. We'll follow it a little further north here and see what it is. See if I can recognize it. No, this is Interstate 540, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure anymore. All right, well, that is a quick tour of Raleigh. Some technical issues there. Streamlabs crapped out on me. That's the earliest it's ever done that. So I'm starting to really think that this is probably a memory issue when that happens, but it's really weird because I've got 32 gigs in here, so don't know why it would be doing that. But we are going to go ahead here and jump back into the game. So let's go back to the main menu. and we will go ahead and challenge here really quick, and then I think maybe at that point we'll go ahead and jump over to 7 Days to Die or something. I'll send out a tweet to let everybody know that we're switching over. So let's go ahead and take a look at the challenges. I honestly haven't even looked at these things yet. So we've got landing challenges and bush trips. So what kind of landing challenges do we have? Most iconic and dangerous places to land in the world. Strong winds. Let's try this one. And Aspen, Courchevel, Paro, St. Bartholomew, Bugala, Lukla, however you say it. This one right here. We're going to go ahead and do this one, because this is one of, if not the most dangerous airports in the world. So you guys can't see it yet because I didn't switch that screen over. So go ahead and take care of that. Let's see. Go. Where are we? There. And it did it again. I've got to fix this stuff here. So turn that on and turn that off. And okay, there we go. Now we're back to the way that we need it to be, and we'll switch on over. So if you take a look at this runway here, there's a very short runway, and it's going up a fairly steep hill. This is in Nepal, up in the mountains, not that far really, as close as you can get actually with it as far as airports go, to Mount Everest. And so yes, this is a real place. When you take off down the ramp, and you basically fall off a cliff. And you hope that you have enough speed when you get to the end to be able to pull out of the dive. So we're going to go ahead and land here. We'll do the landing challenge, and then we will go. And you kind of do this almost blind. You're kind of like it's showing on here right now. You're coming through this valley, and then you have to turn into it. So I've not done this. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how difficult it's going to be. I can't imagine we won't crash at least once. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. And you can see it's at 9,180 feet in elevation as well. So this thing's up there. And I've actually been wanting to take a look at this airport. This is one of the places that I've wanted to visit since I heard that they were doing a new version of this game. And I did make a somewhat incorrect but still correct statement a few minutes ago, or early on in this. I said they haven't put out a version since 2004. They put out an arcadier version called Flight, probably 10 years ago, and it never really caught on all that much. So I don't really count that as part of the Microsoft Flight Simulator universe. So, all right. So I have no clue what I'm doing here, but we're going to use that little screen on the dashboard down there as kind of our guide, those two screens, and hopefully they will get us where we need to be. Going to cut our throttle down a good bit. 9,180 feet in elevation. We are dropping too fast, I think. So we're already down to 9,700, below 9,700 now, and I don't think we want to be there just yet. 9,600, and I'm still not sure where the runway is. Okay, so on that screen on the right, you see that red dot? That actually is showing us the... that's actually where the runway is, and you can see the line in it. That's the direction of the runway as well. So I want to get kind of up on the seat here a little bit. Not that high, because I want to be able to see what I'm doing still. All right, down to 9,400, and I can see the runway, I think. I think. So this is also one of those places where there's got to be windshield wipers. Hold 1 second. Is active pause not going to work for me here? Oh no, it doesn't. The pause doesn't work. Crap. That's ice, actually. That's not just rain. That's ice on my windshield, and I don't know the command for de-icing. Yeah, now it's trying to stall out on me. All right, so we are mostly in line, but we're going too slow. Yep, we hit too hard. Oh, damaged the gear. Ah, that close. I got on the ground, and I got on the runway. I maybe splattered on the runway, but I'm on the runway. So let's try that one again now that we actually have a clue what we're doing here. All right, we are ready to fly. All right, and I do not have any ice formed on the windshield just yet, but I think when we go through that cloud, that's when it's going to happen. So if I do this really quick, and I go to my controls, let's see, look at ice over here. What about de-ice? How about ice? Is that case sensitive? Oh, there we go. Anti-ice, H. Okay. So H, and do I have wipers? Windshield. No. I guess I don't have wipers, which is interesting. All right, so H. We'll see if the de-icing works for the windshield as well. All right, our airspeed is high at the moment. We're at 103, 104. We need to keep this down to about 85. And I think part of the problem was that I did come in too low. And so I couldn't manage my throttle well enough. All right, hey Eli, lurking and working. This looks real pretty. And you haven't even seen the good views yet, because right now I'm flying in the clouds, trying to land at the most dangerous airport in the world, Lukla, in Nepal. You being a fairly knowledgeable person, probably have heard of it. See if our anti-icing will clear off the windshield. You can see the ice that just formed on the windshield there, Eli. All right, so there it is, just right up there on the side of the mountain there. We're a little fast. Probably still low, though. So, all right, let's start turning and try to get lined up here. A little bit better and a little earlier. So, Eli, I don't know how familiar you may be with this airport, but you are basically landing on the side of a mountain, going uphill significantly, and I'm coming in low, and we're not going to make it. We're going to crash again. Nope, we made, well, okay. Well, I may have gotten it down. I think we would have survived that landing, which is about the best thing that I can claim. Tell me if the mic is a little bit loud here, by the way. I keep leaning into it, and I don't want to yell, but I get a little excited at times. So, all right. So we made it. It was the 5,793rd best landing there so far, and the game's been out for less than 48 hours. So it could have been worse. I could have crashed like I did the first time. We actually hit the runway. We just hit really hard. So, All right, landing smoothness. I got an 85 out of, I don't know how much, but it says 85. Landing precision, 201 feet, I guess 201 feet down the runway. And ground roll, yeah, we kind of sucked on that. So, world top 10, man, these guys have to be actual pilots. And my friends, apparently I don't have any friends who play this. So, okay. So, all right, well, let's see. Let's go back to the landing challenges. We'll look at one more of these things. I don't want to do the bush flights because they take 25, 30 minutes. And I do believe we're going to go ahead and jump over into something else here around 10:30. Probably just go do another day of 7 days or something. But I did want to get some time in this tonight to show you this. Let's see, Aspen. Which one is it? There's a really fun one in Mexico, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem that they've got it here, and I don't remember the name of it either. So let's come back here to, well, let's try in the famous, or maybe it's in Chile. No. Not Quito. There's one where you crest a mountain and you have to ride the side of the mountain the whole way down to the ground. Used to love Flight Simulator back in the day. By back in the day, I meant back 95 to 99. That's when I got into it. My first one was Flight Sim 5.1. And then I had 95 when it came out. I had 98 when it came out. I had 2000. I have Flight Simulator X here as well. I've absolutely loved these things. I love the realism of it. I would say if you have Game Pass, go ahead and take a look around some of the areas that you might know, because most of this is done with satellites, and you have the actual landscape and the actual structures. We were flying over the city of Raleigh, which is not far from where I live here. We were flying over that the other day, or not the other day, a little earlier, and looking around there, which was really cool. And we had a lot of fun with that. So I am just totally shocked they don't have that one on here. They also, darn, they should have put, hey, there's one for you. Donegal. Is it windy there? So yeah, I love landing on the Japanese island airport, the island they built. That one was fun too. Hang on a second, because now I have to look this up. Let's see. So Princess Juliana, I wish that I could just set it up already in flight and fly into that one. That one would be a lot of fun. I'm not seeing it here, though. Okay, so let's go ahead and just pick something else here. We'll do another landing challenge, and let's do an epic one, because these are more fun. And so Courchevel, Bhutan, French Antilles, Honduras, Netherlands. We just did Nepal. You know what? I think we're going to have to go ahead and try. Let's try Aspen. Here in the U.S. and let's see. I think you're flying. This is probably an instrument landing, so that should be interesting, because I haven't done an instrument flight in this version yet. Hey, Tart, how are you? Thanks for dropping. All right, so yeah, Tart, we're going to go ahead actually, and we're going to do another one or two of these landings here, and then just to show everybody what it looks like. And then I think we'll probably switch over to some 7 days or something. Just because this isn't one that, if we do this the way that this is meant to be done, you basically wind up staring out windows while I have it on autopilot for 2 hours. So that's not really all that fun. I got to see how long I can last. I'm not the best with motion stuff. Like I said, we're not going to be here all that much longer. So we have 75-mile winds at the moment, so it's a little breezy here. Where are you? How far away in relation to Donegal? And sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation of that. Donegal, I don't know. Even my Irish accent isn't all that good. A little better with the Scottish one. Just up the road. Cool. So if you have Game Pass, if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate or Game Pass for PC, this is free out there. It just came out yesterday, and it's free to download and play. So I highly recommend trying it out if you've got any kind of controller that you can use. All right, so we're doing this without even me having a chance to get any details. I don't know where the airport is. I truly have no idea where the airport is. And I also apparently have the throttle down too low. Is that thing giving me an indicator of where I'm supposed to fly? Is that what that is? It looks almost like it is. Okay. Why didn't I see that in Nepal? I'm going to go outside here and take a look because I don't know where I'm going. Were you drinking before I took the test? If you had whiskey, that'll skew the test. Oh, there's my airport. Let's see if I can get it down. Let's see if I can do this. Probably not, but we're going to hit hard. Put the flaps down all the way. Kind of literally flying blind here. Oh, apparently I stressed the plane too much. Okay. Well, that's really hard to tell where you're supposed to go on those things. They need to do something a little bit better. And that was one of the complaints that I was reading about with this game, was that it's really hard to know what it is you're supposed to be doing. They're not really telling you a whole lot. Okay, so I've got to go to the right, to the left, to the right, but where? It doesn't really tell you a whole lot. You can stress them. Yes. If you can absolutely stress an airframe too much, and you will die. You and everybody on board. So you better hope that your pilot knows what he's doing. Okay, so now that we know where we're supposed to be, so that little thing on you see that little arrow on the center of the dash there that's saying up? That's telling me that I was not on, it was below the glide scope, basically. And the glide scope is basically an invisible corridor through the air that tells you whether you're high or low. I just noticed it here in this aircraft. I haven't flown this aircraft in this game yet, so but yeah, it basically tells you if it's pointing up, then you need to go up. If it's pointing down, then you need to go down. And it's trying to keep you within a certain corridor. And look at that sunset. Look at the mountains. Look at the Rocky Mountains back there in the distance. At just how absolutely beautiful that is. And yes, this is actually, the Navy has used this for training, or at least versions of it. Well, the whole U.S. military has used this, actually. And I think we're over here now. Did I miss it again? Nope. How did I didn't do anything. Okay, so apparently I'm not supposed to land in Aspen. I am not supposed to do this. All right. Yeah, apparently I went over that 20-degree threshold, but it said I stressed the airframe. It didn't say I collided with something. I mean, a collision obviously is going to stress it pretty good. But all right, before we bail out of here, do either of you want to see the scenery in any particular place in the world? Pick a place. If you don't pick a place, I'm going to. We'll go to like the Grand Canyon or Las Vegas or something. Who wants to see Vegas? Anybody want to see Vegas? I can tell you that I flew over my childhood home. It's there. I flew over my current house. It's there. I flew over where I used to live in Texas. It's there. I flew over where I used to live in Delaware, and it's there. So everything, the individual structures are there. Or a goose. Yeah, with my luck, I would have hit a goose. All right, so I think let's find Las Vegas. Let's see. We could take off from Nellis Air Force Base. That'd be fun. Let's just go. We'll go to McCarran, where we were. And I don't know where the strip is in relation to McCarran, but we'll take a look. I just want to know if the physics in the game are as accurate as the rest of the tests and stuff. The physics in this game have always been one of the most incredible simulations of physics that you'll find in a video game, quote unquote, a video game. Even all the way back to Flight Simulator 5 back in 1994. It was, you could just feel it. You could tell that it was very much the real thing. And as they've gone, they've made it even better and even better and even better. And now, like you can see, if you would have been here a little while ago, you would have seen me flying over Raleigh, just, keeping it nice and low. And the way that it was buffeting around from the turbulence, because I was so low to the ground, and getting compression effects of the air and the typical turbulence that you get below the cloud line. It's as good as Home Process Simulator could get. Now, let's face it, it was realistic back in 1994-95 on a 486. So you can only imagine how much better that is now with an i9 processor or a Ryzen or something like that. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. And if you had a controller capable of force feedback, it would be something beyond what you've ever experienced. All right. Well, okay. So apparently people are showing up now. So that's good. I'll take that. All right. So I can't even see it. Thank you. Thank you, Panda. And welcome back. I have missed you. Haven't seen you in what feels like forever now. And it's been, a week? You haven't been here. So, all right. I do want to just do something here right quick. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and fly. Why is it starting me in the air? I've never had it do that before. Did I just... That's never happened before. All right. Acknowledge my landing clearance. All right. Another thing you'll see here, and I can't remember, unfortunately, what all the indicators mean, but if you look at the runway, there's a little white line with a little red mark on it partway up the runway in front of us. I can't remember how to tell if you're on the glide scope with those lights or not. I can't remember if it's all white or if it's too white, too red. Let's see. All right. Hydrating. I know you don't want me to be your pilot if I'm going to do something like that. And we are way too fast, too. I had the throttle way up high. But I think we can still get it down. We'll do a touch and go. We'll do a touch and go, and then we'll declare a missed approach, just to be proper here. All right, I am low. The red means that I'm low. So you should see them change if I just hover above the runway here, but maybe we've gone too far. So, all right. So we're going to touch down, and it was actually a very good and gentle touchdown. But now we're going to declare a missed approach, throttle it all the way back up, and we're going to fly over the strip. Let's fly over the strip. So there is downtown Las Vegas. Let's see. Didn't I see you playing Fall Guys yesterday? All right. Thank you, McCarran. It's been fun, but I want to find the Strip here in Las Vegas. It looks like it might start over here. Isn't that sunset gorgeous? The atmospheric effects are probably one of the most amazing that I've seen in a game. And I played a lot of games like racing games, flight games, things like this where you have these regular transitions. Actually, which one's the Strip? I can't tell. I guess it's this. No, that looks like an interstate, doesn't it? Yeah, that's got to be. It's got to be right here. Yeah, they're mad at me because I haven't been talking on the radio. Seems a little dark for the Strip, but so am I making you sick yet, Tart? There's Caesars. Who's mad at me? Air traffic control is mad at me right now because I haven't been acknowledging their transmissions. They basically they terminated the last thing right there. ATC service is terminated. They're unhappy with me. Let them be unhappy. It just won't. It's like a video game live stream on the radio that way. Hey, there's the needle. I've had a little experience with these things. Really, the biggest problem is that this one was developed by an entirely different company than the company that had made all of the previous iterations of this, and so all the controls are totally different, with the exception of obviously the flight controls, but all of the keyboard stuff and everything, it's completely different. So you're gonna get shot down as a threat. I am not that far away from Nellis Air Force Base, so we could always go have some fun. I think I want to check out Groom Lake. We'll have to see if they've got Groom Lake in here. But yeah, I mean these lighting effects, the atmospheric effects, the little sign down there to the right. This is as close to real life as you're going to get without actually strapping into an aircraft and flying the real thing. I mean, I can't imagine that it can get a whole lot better than this. They've got detail in here. I was reading about this. You can see individual details on the textures in some places because of the quality of the satellite photographs as small as 2 inches, 5 centimeters. And you can see all the cars on the road, different colors and different shapes and different sizes. And oh, it is the immersion of this is amazing. I would love to actually play this in virtual reality. That's an investment that I would love to make at some point in here, is to get a really good VR headset and try this in virtual reality where I don't have to use the point of view hat to look around, and I can actually just turn my head and look around the cockpit and all. Dad Games Badly, hey, how are you? And Dr. Alejandro. And did I see... Hey, OD, welcome. Welcome, buddy. Right now, we're flying around Las Vegas. We just flew up and down the Strip. We just became a complete terror here on the Las Vegas Strip. And I would like to know, now that we're actually getting a pretty full house in here, what do you guys want to see? Do I need a dab? Do I need a dab? Oh, crap, I got a dab. And I'm in the mid... I'm flying. I'm flying low. Hold on. I'll get to the dab. I will get to the dab. I just have to get to a safe place here, set my trim a little bit so that I don't have to hold it level. And I've had a death grip on the joystick, so now I've got a hand cramp. All right, come on. All right, then we'll just do this the other way. We'll lower the throttle. All right, here comes the dab. How long are you supposed to hold that? I never knew. And Needy, hey, how are you? So glad that both you and Eli could make it. All right, clip it. I'll do it again. There you go. Somebody clip it. I don't want to crash. All right, there you go. That's as good as you get out of me. That's as close as I come to dancing, by the way. All right. So there's the airport that we took off from. Okay. I need to know, what do y'all want to see? Are you interested in seeing a location, flying out of a place? Do you want to see me do a full flight from one place to another? What would you like to see? This is basically our cutoff point. If we're going to go ahead and, hey, that Jesus Murph or Jesus Murph, you'll have to give me a pronunciation. But welcome to the channel. Thank you for following earlier today. I very much appreciate that. All right. Plains, Montana. You want to see, you want to see the little place that you went to? Well, let's see what our options are there. If I start yelling, let me know. I yell at my kid for yell at my kid. I guess I do yell at him, but I get on my kid, my 8-year-old all the time because he plays Minecraft on the Xbox with his friends, and he wears my headset, and I don't have monitoring set up through it, and so he gets louder and louder. He doesn't realize how loud he's getting, and apparently I do that too. So let's see. The whole thing is what I hate. The only exception is Vandal 6 Actual. Well, I love you too, Tart. I do. You have been a faithful friend and companion through our grind and our climb here. So I love you. All right, world map. Let's see what we've got. Maybe if I don't set, maybe if I only set an arrival runway. I just want to see really quickly if I do that. Yes, so that's how I started in the air. I didn't set a departure runway. I only set an arrival, so it started me on final approach. Okay, so Plains, Montana. Okay, how about Montana? Let's see. Does Montana have like 2 airports? Let me look it up here. Let me open up a browser. Hey, Streamlabs already crapped out on me once, by the way, so if it cuts off, hang around in the chat room and I will come back as quickly as possible. I'm still trying to figure out why Streamlabs does that to me on this box every now and then. All right, so maps. Montana. Y'all can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm trying to find an airport in Montana. Let's see, Missoula and Helena. Let's see. So let's look at Plains, Montana. Plains, Montana. All right. And airports near here. There is a small runway, small strip here. So Plains is... I'd say Plains is in the middle of nowhere in Montana. Most of Montana is in the middle of nowhere. So what is the name of this airport? See if we can do a what's here. Aviation Way. That doesn't help. Let me see if I can use the map and approximate it. So let's see, that's Saskatoon. There's Regina. Isn't that a Canadian one? Yeah, that's Canada up there. Great Falls. I don't remember. There's Helena. So where is this in relation to Helena? I'm trying to find it here for you. I'm trying. Helena is, there's Missoula. So if I can find Missoula, I should be able to find it fairly easily. So let's come back in here. There's Helena. Is there an airport in Missoula? Walla Walla, Washington. Lower Loon Creek. What's that star down there? Don't know. And all right, well, I have absolutely no idea where this place is, but there's a lake. I can use the lake to tell me where it is. The shape of the lake here. Maybe. All right, I think I've found this lake. So it should be somewhere over in here. Thompson Plains. There we go. There's Plains for you. So let's set that as departure. Let's set the time for daylight. So right about in there. Should be good. And we'll fly around Plains. So, what do we got here? I've done a little bit of I've got to catch up on a lot of chat, but I'm glad y'all are chattering away over here. Let's see. Supposed to be going to bed. So, Tart, when were you supposed to be in bed? Let's see. I'm experimenting with some modding for 7 days. Hey, that's cool. All right, Panda. This one's for you. Let's go fly around Plains, Montana. That's a phrase I never thought I'd actually say. All right. So let's be a good boy here. And we are already cleared for takeoff. So let's leave that up for the moment. Whoa. Did I not turn off the parking brake? Thought I did. I had to do this to me earlier today too, so it's like it gets stuck right here. And it won't go, so I have to restart it. But this should just take a 20 to 30 seconds here. I'm not kidding you, Panda. This is all done with satellite. I mean, that's an actual satellite image that you're seeing there. And it was all done with satellite images and elevation data, and then they ran all of that through artificial intelligence. Now, so this is a place that most likely doesn't have all of the data, so you're going to have generic buildings, but the buildings are in the right place and are roughly the right size and shape. They just don't have all of the data to be able to actually put the real building in place. But I can tell you from flying all over the place, a lot of this is the real building. Like I can see Sheetz gas stations all over the place here when I fly over Raleigh. It's incredible. All right, so turn off the parking brake and throttle it up. Why are you not going? That's fun. I just did. All right, we're going to have to back the whole way out of this part here and go back to Plains. But sorry, folks. It's just a brand new game. That I found up to this point. Why has nobody told me the desktop audio has been off? Y'all have been listening to me jabber? Really? Nobody ever says, "Hey, Mike, the audio's off. We can hear you, but we'd rather the sound from the game drown you out." Nobody says that. You're all nuts. All right, we'll set both of them to this. And here we go. Cross your fingers. Yeah, well, listening to you is fun. I know it's that voice of smooth jazz. I still don't hear it. And I listen to myself every day. All right, by the way, I'm setting it up. I'm in the process of doing it. We're going to start using the Mischief Maker in 7 days. I'm getting everything set up now. I'm going to run the server from my laptop so it doesn't bog things down and kill memory on the other, on my main box here. All right, so I forgot to set the time of day, but we'll have to deal with it. If this doesn't work, then I'm blaming it on planes. This is really weird. I have no idea why this thing won't move. We'll try one more time with a different aircraft. And then if this doesn't work, then sorry, Panda, we can't fly around planes. So, well, I am so happy that we've got so many people in here tonight. This is awesome. I'm glad that y'all came in here because I know that this isn't everybody's cup of tea. I know that this sort of thing is certainly not for everyone, and obviously not for Tart. She apparently gets motion sick walking to the kitchen. So sorry. So let's switch this over to, yeah, let's go with this one. Go with the Beechcraft Bonanza. Fun little aircraft. And let's set the time for about noonish. And we'll go to planes. And we're going to set this as the arrival as well. All right. Cross your fingers. So what's the flight conditions? Why? I said daytime. I said daytime. Don't show me nighttime. So we'll stick with scattered clouds, but... Okay, so why did that reset to 6 in the morning? All right. That's not what we want. There we go. Let's fly. Let's fly. But as I was saying, I thank y'all for dropping in on this and checking it out with me. I'm beyond thrilled with this, and I could literally just sit here for hour upon hour upon hour, just picking different places in the world that I've seen and flying around it just to go back and relive those times when I was there. Because that's what I do in these sort of things. And also I like to set up flights and actually do. The longest flight that I've ever done was like a 3-hour flight. I flew from Pittsburgh to Dallas in the previous version of the game. And it was basically the laptop just sat there on the coffee table for most of that time, and I kept tweaking things on the autopilot and all of that. But yeah. All right. Let's just let it go. See what happens if we just let it go. I'm hopeful that by switching aircraft, we'll kind of reset that whole what's going on, why is this thing stuck to the ground sort of thing. Can't anymore, I'm so sorry. It'll just mark me down for lurking. Okay. All right. I understand. I understand. Okay. Here we go. Let's hope that this works. Parking brake should be off now. It's something weird, is it? I don't know if I have it on or not. Apparently it's still on. And it won't let me turn it off for some reason. If I could find it on the board, on the dash here, then maybe I could turn it off that way. So it's got to be on here somewhere. It's just that one control seems to have lost its function. Maybe if I reset that control, it'll do it. If this doesn't work, then we're going to bounce out and we're going to go back to 7 days. Because I don't have any other options at this point. Otherwise, you're just watching me sit here at the end of a runway. So, let's see. Keyboard. Parking brake. Toggle parking brake. And let's change this to, let's say, Control and minus. Not going to work. Let's see. Control. How do I do this? Control. Why aren't you working? I got to do this. Control minus like that. Okay. It's already been used somewhere. No. Control there. That works. Validate it. Okay. Apply and save. We'll see if this works. Motion, why are you my enemy? Hey, there it goes. That worked. All right, raise my seating position so I can actually see where I'm going. So yeah, apparently it just kind of lost track that was the mapping. It kind of got stuck in control mapping purgatory or something. Alrighty. Roll. And liftoff-ish. Bring in the landing gear. Oh, I should probably give it full throttle too. That might help. All right, let's take a quick flight around Plains, Montana. I'll give you the outside view so you can actually see it a little bit better. Ignore the beep, that's just airports. Oh! It's not happy with me. We're about to crash. So that's a phenomenon called stall. We're really not supposed to get into planes. See, I can't actually feel the aircraft and what it's doing. That's what I came for. Okay, yeah. Well, I did advertise it as that. I did mention on a reply to somebody's tweet earlier that my crashing prowess was going to be on full display. So, yeah, that all kind of started because I didn't give it full throttle to begin with and didn't realize that I hadn't given it full throttle. There we go. We'll have to go back and remap that control so that I don't forget. But now I've got full throttle. I don't know why I didn't push it to full throttle the first time. I really don't. But, all right. Roll and lift off. Pull in the gear. Get our airspeed up a little higher this time. We're at 95, 96. If you look down there at the screen on the dash, there's a little number ribbon on the left-hand side. That's my airspeed. The one on the right side is my altitude above sea level. And let's try and do an easier turn here. I already did pull my flaps back. Thank you. All right, and because we're taking off, obviously, time to hydrate. Pausing for a second, because I did realize that okay, so I gotta look for something because apparently, no, it's here. Those are, why are those hiding? I'm not sure why, but all of my panel stuff that I added is not showing up on the screen right now, so just now realized that that's happening. And why are you not unpausing now? Oh yeah, because I'm not. There we go. Now it's unpausing. Alrighty. Fix my heading indicator. All right, Panda. This is what you asked for. We're flying over plains. There's the town ahead of us. Let's go buzz the main road. Because this is what I do. I have pilot ADD. I have a hard time just flying high and looking at the scenery from 10,000 feet. I pretty much have to do this. Unless I have dedicated myself to doing a long distance flight, this is what you're going to see me doing. Every time. So, how does it compare to the real thing, Panda? You're the one who would know at this point. Because I have a feeling not a blessed one of us besides you has ever been to Plains, Montana. Just like I'd be shocked if any of you have ever been to my hometown of Central City, Pennsylvania. Population 1,000 right now. Yep, there we go. Stick felt a little weird, don't know why. Just stopped in a Ninja stream to color. I was saying this, by the way, we are going to have Mischief Maker. If I can get everything set up, we will have it Friday night. So y'all can feel free to mess with me starting Friday. I've got a laptop here that I'm setting it up on as the server, and we'll be good to go then. So, either Panda is no longer watching, or I've rendered him speechless. Not sure which. But that was a very quick tour. This wasn't even a Gilligan's Island tour. This was the, not even a 3-hour tour. I did set up this runway, though, as my landing runway, so I do have to go back around and do this properly. So, that wasn't proper. I just flew right over top of the runway, but what we're going to do now is we're going to turn onto the upwind leg, or the downwind leg. Yes, the downwind leg. We're short-circuiting the process a little bit here. We're going to downwind. Okay, we are mostly parallel with the runway. Alright. Now we want to... Let's see. I have motion sickness. Sorry. Thanks for coming. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so apparently this airport is so small it doesn't even have proper comms. So I can't request a landing. So we're just gonna put it down. We'll do our loop, or our wide arc there. And put our gear down. Give it some flaps. Try and get lined up better with the runway here. Give it a little more flap. Alright, throttle down, full flaps. And we're trying to land basically on the number or just past it. And we landed a little short. See, that's what happens when you rush your landing. Is you end up with something like that. If I would have not been impatient and I would have taken a wider arc and I would have had time to actually line up for the runway, that would have been a lot smoother. I swear I've got a lot more experience with this than it seems like. Turn! Oh, there's our fuel truck. We missed our taxiway, but there's our fuel truck. And apparently you can just come over here and it'll highlight a parking spot for you. And you can just park it. And I even did see at one point there are people on the ground here. There's one walking right over there. There's a dude walking. Don't hit the car. So they've gone to great lengths with the detail in this. Far more than they ever have before. This isn't an actual parking spot, but this is where I'm parking it. Okay. Anybody want to see anything else? Anything in particular? I could take you back to my hometown, which is, in my opinion, the most beautiful place in the world. But it's boring. If you like a lot of green, then you go to where I lived. Anybody out there? I know you're there. Any city you want to take a look at? Any stupid thing you want to see me try to do? Try to pull a loop? Do a barrel roll. It's funny because they, like I said, they're using satellite photos for all of this. And if you look at the photos that they've got, they're not obviously taken today. So the photos of my neighborhood that I live in right now, the back half of my neighborhood was still under construction when they took it, which the last of the houses was finished being built sometime like February of this year. So the photos had to have been from sometime last year, midsummer, late summer. So it's kind of funny that even the houses themselves aren't even there yet. So let's see here. What can we do? What would y'all like to see? There are some challenges in here. I was doing those a little bit earlier. Eli was in here and caught me doing. I landed at Lukla, I think that's how it is, or something like that. Lukla in Nepal, which is an airport on the side of a mountain, and it's as much fun as it sounds like to try and land at. Ice formed all over the windshield while I was on final approach. Always a good time. So these activities, you have landing challenges and you have bush trips. The bush trips are basically flying from point A to point B. So those are always possibilities if you want to do that, or we can just continue to fly around. We can go ahead. Here's, this is Breckenridge to Mariposa, Yosemite out in Nevada. Or the landing challenges, they've got famous landings, they've got epic landings, and then they've got crosswind landings, and I'm not really too thrilled to do any of those. And I was actually surprised they don't have one of the coolest landings that you can possibly make. There is I was saying this earlier as well, there is an airport in Mexico where on final approach, you actually are kind of skimming the side of a mountain the whole way down. You might be as close as maybe 50 feet from the side of the mountain at one point. So it's absolutely nuts to watch somebody landing here. If you ever get a chance, look up videos of extreme landings in Mexico, and I'm sure you'll find it. It makes the hardest landings top 10 list regularly as well. So I'm not sure what's difficult about Toronto, except for the airport is on an island, and the airport is an island. And they don't have the one in Hong Kong that was basically nearly impossible, where you were flying around buildings. Like the actual getting into Hong Kong International Airport, you were turning around buildings and between buildings and mountainsides. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, anybody want to see something? Because otherwise I'm just going to go ahead and go up there to visit every once in a while. I love Toronto. I've only been there one time. I was there back in 97. And actually, fun story about that. Actually, we went to. I was there with my dad, my stepmom, and my half sister. We were there. I was 17. My dad was there on a working vacation, essentially. So he had meetings for the first half of the day, and we got to go explore the city during that time. And then the whole group would get together, and we'd go to, to dinner, or we went to the CN Tower, and went all the way up. And so we went to a Toronto Blue Jays game, and we had lunch at the restaurant in center field. Like straight away center field, and you're sitting there, like I'm right up against the glass, and I've got the window here, big huge picture window the whole way along the side of the place, and I'm eating, and all of a sudden I'm like taking a bite, and I hear this bang right next to my head, and I look, they're doing batting practice, and I've got home run balls bouncing off the glass, 8 inches from my head. That will scare the crap out of you. Now, you might think that they went all out on this, getting us, dinner out or lunch out there in center. We ended up in the nosebleed seats. You could not get higher in the stadium than we were. The cool part, though, is we did get to see them open up the roof in the stadium and all, and that was a really fun experience as well. Seeing the whole roof is basically on a big track, and it just rotates out of the way. Pretty cool stuff. And then up in the CN Tower, this is back when I actually had decent eyesight still. We were outside on the external catwalk that you can get on, and I'm looking down. There's a game going on, and I'm pretty sure I watched a home run from up there because it wasn't a very windy day, and I'm looking straight down at the game, and I look and I see what I think is this little white speck moving across the field. And then about 4 seconds later, I hear just this faint cheer come up from the stadium. So I think that I actually watched a home run from 110 stories up. I don't know. I'll never know. But it was kind of crazy. So, yeah, that's my story of Toronto. That's the one time that I've been there. It's actually the only time that I've actually been to Canada, and one of only 2 times that I've left the United States. The other time was my honeymoon to Mexico. And so I've never left the continent here. Maybe one day I'll get over. I want to get to Europe before I die. I want to see Scotland. I have deep Scottish heritage in my family, and I want to get to Scotland. If I do that, then I pretty much filled I've already checked everything off my bucket list. So, all right. Well, if nobody's going to call it out, I'm just going to pick a place, and we're going to go there, and we'll check out the scenery. We could do the Grand Canyon. Trying to think of a place that I've actually been that I would love to see again. You know what? Let's go to Detroit. Probably not too thrilling for most of y'all, but my dad lived in Detroit from 97 until he passed away 3 years ago. So I am all about coming up this way. Let's see. So Detroit Wayne is south. I've got to look that up real quick. I don't know where that is in relation to where he lived. My stepmom still lives in Michigan, but she's moved out of the Detroit area. And my sister lives up there as well. So, where's the airport? Where are you at, airport? Detroit Wayne. There you are. So, you are south of where they were. You know what? I'm not going to go there because it's too much in Detroit, and I'm not going to be able to find what I want to see. So, pick something different. Someone, anyone. I flew over DC a little bit earlier today. It wasn't all that great because, it's DC. It's not all that great. Okay, Daytona, Florida. We'll fly over the racetrack. Where is Daytona Beach? Do it this way. Daytona Beach International, which is literally right next to the racetrack. The famous video of NASCAR legend Richard Petty, his final career win, 200th win, 1984 Firecracker 400, July. And during the race, President Reagan flew in on Air Force One, and they've got video and photographs of Richard Petty going down the backstretch with Air Force One landing in the background. Really, really cool. Or taking off in the background. I can't remember which one, whether it was coming or going. But pretty cool. Only way you can fly over DC. Yeah. I think if you were to try this, especially in the last 15 years now, I mean, even worse now than it was back around 9/11, back around 2001, you would not be long for this world if you broke DC airspace right now. I set a departure runway, so why am I in midair? Okay, well, I guess we're on final approach in midair. So I've given it full throttle, and we're not going to land. We are going to go take a look at the racetrack, actually. If you can't tell, I'm a racing fan. One of the things that I did when I first loaded up the game was went to my hometown. You got the road that went past my house and then my house, and if you went back through our property, we owned up to literally to the top of the mountain. And if you went down the other side of the mountain, you ended up on property that used to be a local racetrack. And spent a lot of my childhood at that place. Pretty cool memories. Let's see. It's always been that way. I go to DC a lot. Planes have to be super careful. They even touch DC airspace. Huge problem. Can't have an airport in DC. Yeah, the nearest airport. It's actually surprising how close the nearest airport is. I'm going to pause this for just 1 second. It is surprising, though, how close the nearest airport actually is. Reagan International is really, really close. But yeah, aside from that, you don't have any other airports that are nearby. Now we drive past that area all the time, going back up north to visit family in Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. And so we take 495 around the southeast corner because I enjoy that part of the drive. And it's fun to come through there at just the right time, and you get planes flying really low over you as you're going on 495, and they're coming in for a landing at Reagan there. It's a lot of fun to watch. But, so yeah, here we are. That is the racetrack ahead of us. Some of the racetracks, the bigger racetracks in the country, are fully rendered like this one is. Other ones are not completely. Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth is not. I went back to look at my old hometown there, and for some reason the track itself isn't rendered properly, but everything around it is. Kind of weird. Can be insane with how low they get over it. One of the lowest approaches that I've actually seen close up was here in the Raleigh area. I was driving past the Raleigh airport, and I took a wrong turn, and I go down this one road, Lumley Road, and it goes right past the airport, and I didn't know it at the time. And I pop through this one kind of tight spot in the trees. I come out to the other side, and there's a Southwest Airlines flight maybe 200 feet above me on final approach. But okay, so this is really cool. This is really cool. They've got this very detailed. Very, very detailed. This is awesome. This is like two of my favorite things, flying and auto racing. Have any other NASCAR fans in here right now, or just auto racing in general? I believe Jawoodle is a Formula One fan. In one of his recent videos, he actually mentioned the Mercedes pit crew, which would be a Formula One reference, and spoke about it as if he watches it all the time. So I thought that was pretty cool. Scary part is the lap that I'm doing around this track is still way, way off the fastest one ever run here. But I could land this thing on the backstretch. I could actually put it down right here if I wanted to. There's enough room. And that lake in the middle of the track, fun, stupid trivia, that lake in the middle of the track is actually because they needed dirt to build up the turns because of how high the banking is. So they dug that out and created a 44-acre lake right there in the middle of the racetrack. And at least 2 cars that I know of have ended up crashing into the lake. So, who else do we still have out there right now? Who has not gotten sick from my flying yet? Who's still with me? Anybody? I know Dr. Alejandro is still out there, but... So what are your thoughts about this game? I still have my gear out and probably the flaps down. That's part of why we're going so slow. Yup. Hop outside for a minute. Alright, well, let's go ahead and try to put it down again. Maybe I'll do this one a little bit better than the last one. Maybe I'll do it without crashing this time. Because I've done that 2 or 3 times today. I didn't crash the last time, but I might as well have. Alright, you call it out, and I will go to whatever place in the world you'd like to see. Just say the word, and we'll go check it out. Getting buffeted by the turbulence pretty good up here right now. Alright, throttle down. Flaps at full, we're going to do this the hard way. Get back in the plane. And get the landing gear down. We're going to do this the fun way. Hopefully it doesn't overstress the aircraft by coming in this steep too. I wish that I had the ability to stream a little bit earlier in the evening, and unfortunately my kids kind of make that tough. So, hey, we had ourselves a pretty easy landing there. That actually went really well. Well, there you go. Turned at the next taxiway. See, if I really wanted to get accurate here, I would do this.
121.9er for Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf.
And then request taxi to parking.
Daytona Ground, Beechcraft Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf, request taxi to parking.
But again, this isn't fun stuff for you guys, you know.
Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Echo Cross Runway 7 left Echo.
Alright, so we put that one down. So, it's too late to really do a whole lot of anything in like 7 days to die, but anybody who's still out there and still awake, anybody up for some Fall Guys? Do that for about the next 30-45 minutes here. Give me a yay or a nay. Because I know you're out there. All right, you get to see the famous V-Rage, and I say famous because it was made famous for about a half an hour by my good buddy Kroll. In which he compared it to a grandfather disappointed in his grandchildren. All right, so let's make this a little less boring for you guys. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's more painful for you if you got to see my face close up rather than seeing my desktop. Tart can come back and get some laughs now. Yeah, I wish I could find her. I doubt she's on at the moment, but let's see. What was it? Yeah, Twitch. That's the one I was looking for. See if she's still on there. see if she's still on there. Cluttered desktop, yeah, that's nothing. Turn off the volume there on the. See, online friends. Doesn't appear that she is away. So can't get her back here. Can't say I didn't try though. All right. Let's get back in here and alrighty. We are going to get back into the game now. So let's go there and there. And I'm wondering why my graphics are not showing up now. That's kind of driving me nuts. Like you can see the names on there, but the actual graphics are not showing up. So that's a little annoying and a little disappointing. They were there in the picture. Or hold on. I think I know why that's happening. I know exactly why that's happening. But I will fix it later on. It's happening because I'm not that bright. All right, so we've got the cracked ice floating on lava look here. Let's see if I can even remember what I'm doing in here and do this for about another half hour. OD, I am glad that you that you're back in the chat, or at least you jump back in for a moment. Cluttered desktop. That's nothing though. Basically, what's on that desktop right now are a whole bunch of games I've never played that I want to. There's actually another survival one on there. It takes place kind of in the Old West called New Frontier that I would love to actually go ahead and put onto the channel here at some point. But 7 days is just too much fun. You know, I take these departures away from 7 days, but in the end, I always want to come back to it. So oh, this is the walls one. Yeah. Gate crash. Okay. All right. Let's go. This is not the same one that I'm used to, though. No, DoorDash is the one that I'm thinking of. That's right. I'm thinking of DoorDash. Oh, come on. Oh! Well, this one's not going to take long. I'm going to be eliminated really quick on this one. I actually started to believe I had a chance there at the end. I started to think that I did, but I didn't. Okay. Alright, this is the way it's going to go. It's going to be that kind of night, huh? Eh. It is what it is. I don't know if I can get too terribly raged tonight, because I just had fun flying around. I'm serene. I've reached my serenity now moment. Jerry Stiller would be proud of me. Serenity now! You know, I haven't watched an episode of Seinfeld in probably 10 years, but it seems like 2 out of every 3 streams I end up coming back to a line from that show. Weird story about Seinfeld. One day I was sitting at work, and a guy who worked under me, I'd actually hired him. He comes up to my desk one day and he goes, "Mike, do you like Seinfeld?" And I said, "Yeah, I mean, we used to watch it all the time when I was growing up, when I was a teenager." I was like, "Yeah, I enjoy it." He goes, "Wait here." And he comes back with a grocery bag filled with what looks like DVD cases. And he says, "It's every episode of Seinfeld. Yours to keep, free." Like, okay, why are you just giving this away to me? And he looks at me and he just, with a dead serious look, goes, "It's a long story," and walks away. So at that point, I'm either holding on to contraband of some kind, or there was some really, really weird Seinfeld issue that he went through, or maybe it was a Seinfeld addiction and that was his way of breaking it. I have no idea. I never did find out. Still keep in touch with him. He won't tell me to this day. Will not tell me why he gave me all of his Seinfeld videos. This is going a little too well. Yep, that's why. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Go the right way, dummy. I was right there, too. I was right there. Okay, so maybe I can get rage tonight. Serenity, now my eye. Oh, thought I could make that ledge. Oh, I didn't die. I got nothing. I got nothing. Yeah, Choke City. Yeah. I think that's being nice. That wasn't a choke job. That was a I pretty much just decapitated myself on that one. And right there, and nope. Done. So yeah, this game can be a little maddening. All right, anybody excited about the Mischief Maker making an appearance here on Friday? I'm excited about it. You know, I feel like I've at least reached a point where I'm a competent 7 days player, so I need something to throw me off my game completely. Although I say I feel like a competent 7 days player, and I got pretty much killed by a vulture from full health down to nothing. Mostly at the hands of a vulture a few weeks ago. So, just could not figure out how to put a bullet in it. Oops. Get up there. Get up there. Go. Go. No. No. Oh. I don't know how I made that, but I did. All right. We got past that point. I have a love-hate relationship with this particular level. I love to hate it. No! No, 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 no. I saw it going. I saw it going. Ah. Whew. Got there just in time. But it's all just physics, yes, and physics waits for no man, apparently. Apparently, physics and urgency don't mix. I'm gonna do this one by myself, apparently. There we go. Got past that one. Falling is not the object of the game. Hey, hey, hey. I want to get good at that part first. Then I'll get good at the rest of it. No, 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 don't go too far. Don't go past the point of no return. Oh. Oh, it went past the point of no return. Stay. No. Well, hey, Captain. Welcome. Thanks for dropping in. And I think I've been doing it right. You know what? I'm just going to say that I've been living up to the name of the game. I've been doing it exactly as the game describes. And so have you, and we're awesome. I haven't gotten past the third round yet. I'm playing on PC. I assume that's what you're asking. Where's Eli? I need to hydrate. Want a friend for a round or two? I have no idea how to find people on here, but sure. Gotta tell me what to do. It is Vandal 6 Actual, but the 6 is spelled out, S-I-X. And now that's out there for the world. I am giving some thought to actually changing my name, because too many people don't know what the actual part is. So I might end up, well, that didn't work. I might end up changing it to just Vandal 6. Because that makes sense to people. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, I'm good at this part. And every time I say that, I get bowled over by one of these balls. Oh, get out of the way. There we go. Hey, I made it. Oh, I didn't make that one, though. Close. Not quite. I jumped. Why did you not jump? I pushed the dadgum spacebar. Don't tell me I didn't. I know I did. Have I made it past the round yet tonight? I don't think I have. I don't think I've made it yet. Terrible. I'm terrible. You lose. I lose. I am the loser. I can't see the second one. And if I squint any harder, I'm going to end up like crushing the bridge of my nose. I'm like, oh, terrible. Dirty. That's dirty. All right, Captain. You lead the way here. You tell me what we're doing. Of course, the question is, if we're chatting, are we going to be able to hear each other? I don't know. As I said, this game brings out the worst in me. And you're not even the one playing. You're just over here, just. Oh. You're not throwing shade. You're causing eclipses here. Start by accepting the Steam invite. Oh well. Well, I got to get out of the game to do that. Because it's on the wrong screen. Okay. Well. Yeah, I don't see a way in here to do that. So just hit Windows. Yeah, you did. Yep. All right. So Steam. Honestly, I think I friended like 3 people on Steam in my life. Not that many. Yeah, y'all are seeing all of that. Let's just let you see the desktop for now. And okay, is it here? One new invite. There we go. Captain. Yes. Captain Shiver. Okay. Steam invite accepted. There's my nice cluttered desktop once again. And you invited me to play Fall Guys, so let's go play Fall Guys. All right, I know there are more than 2 people out there right now. I know that for a fact. So who's out there right now? Say hi. Do I have a Discord? Is that what you're asking? I do. It's pretty much been dormant for 7 months, but it's there. All right, so I'm ready. If you haven't noticed that already, I am dreadful at this game. I mean, I've only got probably an hour and a half in game, but I am terrible at this. I do it because it amuses other people. And that's why we're here, right? Yeah, that's me. Have fun with emotes. Emote away. Emote away. And while you're at it, use up some of those channel points, and let's see if we can't get to the goal of 100,000 channel points spent. I don't know what we're at right now, but use some up and let's see how it goes. I want to get to 100,000. I think we have like 40 some odd days left to do it. And once we get there, it's going to be a viewer's choice night where y'all get to pick what I play for the entire 2.5 hours. And it's going to be games that we have not featured on the channel up to that point, too. Oh! Ho, ho, ho. We should have more than that because some people have done hydrating and made me dab and other things, so they were spending their points. Should have counted toward that, doesn't it? Thought it did. I'm still learning how Twitch works, to be totally honest with you. Because I never actually used to watch people on Twitch before I started streaming on it. Only a few times did I ever actually get in and watch somebody stream. Oh, come on! I was there. Not if you spend the points. Okay. Alright. Oh well. I don't care. It's a way for y'all to interact with me. That's what matters to me. Let's just have some fun out here. Get up there! Come on! I've made bigger jumps than that. Now I'm gonna get pinched between these two. Son of a... Son of a nutcracker. Oh, no, 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 no. Come back with me. Come up here. We gotta get this up there. Alright. There we go. Well, now it's just gonna drop down on this side, so that wasn't good. Okay, we made it. We made it. We collectively did it. Oh, somebody offset it. No, 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 no. Ho-ho. Not sure how I made that one. Am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? Ho-ho. Oh, I thought it was going to be close. I had about a 5-second lead on anybody else. I feel like the champion right now. I actually made it into round 2. Forget getting to the end. I made it. I advanced. I didn't have to go back and look at that stupid main menu again. Or the intermediate screen that pops up and basically says, you're a loser. Roll. Oh, I have never done well on this one. Never done well on this. Captain, thank you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I've done this round twice, and I have managed to be one of the first 5 out every time. Oh, whew. All right, well, we're making it. I'm not dead yet. When in doubt, use a Monty Python reference. That's what I always say. Oh, get on there. Oh. Well, that sucked. Are you still in, Captain? Did you survive that one? Ah. Yeah, me too. All right, well, let's do it again. Because I still got about 15 minutes to go. All right, all you lurkers, just raise a hand, say hi, let me know you're there. You don't have to talk. I just want to know you're there. I want to say hi to you. So if you're lurking, say hi. I love you all, by the way. Yeah, I don't quite get it. I maybe it's the fact that I tend to stream so late in the day that it just people don't talk. I outright beg for it. I did not exit quick enough, so okay, I'm coming back to the menu now. Yes, thank you for showing me once again the fatal inadequacy screen. Okay. Now I'm ready again. I hate that screen before you come back to the main menu. It's like, round 1, you survived. Round 2, you suck. Although today, most of it's been round 1, yeah, you're that bad. It's true. I am that bad. I am terrible at this game. But I don't care, because it amuses people. And one of these days, you're all going to see me go on an all-out rage. And you're not going to know what to do with yourselves. You're going to say, okay, here's Vandal. He is the voice of smooth jazz. He is the most mild-mannered streamer here on Twitch. And he just completely flipped out. And now there's nothing left to see. We've seen it all. Take me now, Jesus. I have nothing left to see. Alright, I started on the front line this time at least. Instead of all the way in the back. Oh, came down on top of it that time. That's not good. Okay, well, if this is how it's gonna go, I can't stand up. I basically got through this entire level so far without standing up. Gonna get up there? Grab it, thank you. Ugh. Alejandro, I hope you saw what I did there. Because I made it through almost the entire first part of this level on my back. Or flying through the air. And I hope somebody witnessed it. Because that was all kinds of awesome. Accidental awesome, but it was still awesome. In the words of Richard Petty, I'd rather be lucky than good. Ah! I didn't jump in time. No! I even got back on my feet and then I got shoved off the edge. Not cool. So very, very not cool. Oh, I made it. I made it. I made it. I made it. Oh, God bless it. Is that you in the wolf mask, Shiver? You made it through. Okay. I'm trying to remember what you look like on here. Because it doesn't show me where you are on the board there. You're a pigeon. Okay. Well, I got a couple of pigeons on here, but one of them's got to be you. Because you survived. I really wish I could fix that graphic so you guys could actually see what all those names mean. But I'm not going to go ahead and do that right now because I got to fire up the graphics program and take a layer out of it. Because apparently I saved it with the background on it. I had a screenshot from 7 Days, so I knew exactly where to put those things. And unfortunately, when I saved it the last time, the background was still up. And so, it's all kind of messed up. I'm pretty good at this one. Usually I just try to get into the middle of the pack, and then just follow everybody through. But right now, I'm getting trampled on a lot. And knocked down in midair, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make it on this one. Well, unless everybody's going to muddle themselves up right there at the last jump. I made it! And yes, I keep leaning further forward. It's like I'm going to pass you guys soon. Alright, so we both made it to round 3. Which one do we got? Oh, this one again. Just when I start reaching, you know, I feel like I might find the peak of the mountain that throws this thing at me again. And it's really such a simple concept. It really is. It shouldn't be that difficult. But for some reason, it is. This is like 3D Frogger, pretty much. And I do crap like that. Ah! I want to put ash on my forehead and rend my garments in sorrow. Like biblical rage at this point. It's there. It's this red hot ember burning inside of me. It's truly there. There is rage. I just don't express rage all that well. Gotta go. All right, man. Well, hey, that was fun. We're gonna have to do this again soon. It's a lot more fun when you got somebody else there to commiserate with. So, thank you very much for the idea to jump in here with me. All right. Yeah, definitely. We'll have to get some kind of a audio hookup. Radio hookup. We'll have to get an audio hookup here somehow. All right. Well, I believe I am going to call it a night here as well. So let's bail out of the game and let's go back to the big camera where y'all get to see all of the me and all of my glory here. This beautiful mug. All right. Join the original Discord. Okay. Yeah, shoot me the link and definitely. All right. Well, we are just about at the end here, but there's one thing that we have to do. We absolutely have to do, and that is the customary raid. And I know exactly where we're going with the raid tonight. I know where we're raiding. So I am not currently in my stream manager. So let me get over there. And we're going to raid one of my newest followers here. He was in here with us for a little while tonight. We're going to go ahead and raid him. His name is either Jesus Murph or Jesus Murph. I'm not sure how he pronounces it and never gave me a definitive pronunciation. So we're going to go ahead and raid his channel here. So I'm going to get that set up here. And let's see, Jesus Murph. I can't type. Apparently I need a beer. All right. He is playing Call of Duty right now, Modern Warfare. So let's go ahead and give him a nice boost. He was in here with us tonight, so. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. But with that, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for the fun chats. We'll be back again on Friday with 7 days, and this time we're going to have the Mischief Maker turned on, so you guys get to mess with me or help me, whichever side you choose to fall on. So try not to send too many devastating things at me, but in the end, let's just have fun with it. So we're going to go ahead and raid. And with that, this is Vandal 6 Actual out.